the past, the wonderful past, the past that has shaped us, the past that has brought us to the present, that has created our present moment, partially. The past is malleable. So when you think of the past, the question I would like for you to ask yourself, or the question you might be asking yourself, is how is the past helping me? How is the past hurting me? How is my perspective of the past helping me? How is my perspective of the past hurting me? How is the perspective of the past shaping the world around me, shaping my internal state of being, shaping the way I relate to my environment internally and externally? It is not the easiest task to look at the past and to feel amazing about it when you experienced some sort of traumatic event. Not only this, it can be challenging to navigate that space when you're doing so without another angle, without another point of reference. It can be helpful to have others to reflect the way that you feel about the past too. To talk to somebody about it, to express yourself about it. But when you speak of the past to people who do not understand how malleable it truly is, or who validate you in ways that are unhealthy, just perhaps there's ignorance, perhaps there is just a desire to hold space for you in that way, it can harm you or it can help you. So when you have somebody validating you from a healthy perspective, from a healthy way, in a healthy way, then yes, it will be helpful to reflect your past experiences to people, quote unquote, outside of you. When you look at your experience, when you evaluate your present experience, and you witness things that are cycles, that are very apparently themes in your life that have reoccurred over and over again, whether they be positive, whether they be negative, whether they be anywhere in between that spectrum, wherever they may land in the spectrum, you will notice these patterns. You can notice these cycles. This is going to allow you to see where you're at, to see where you're at in your relationship to the past, to the things that might be stuck in your energy that are no longer desired, to see where you are actually really loving this about your past and you're wanting more of this and you're wanting to shape it as it continues to be a part of your experience. But let's just say, being that this is a solution-based channel, let's just say that the past is something that has been something not so easy for you to navigate, something that has been frustrating. And trust, I have been there and I go through this. This is not, you're not looking at somebody who's just got it all figured out and who doesn't go through these things on a day-to-day basis. The main thing that I'm able to do is stand firm in my appreciation for myself and my confidence within myself, self-assuredness, because of the simple fact that I understand myself. I have an understanding of myself, of who I am. When you're navigating on an emotional level throughout your experience and you're plagued by your past, we'll say, and it's not for a lack of better terms, because there's probably way better ways to say that. It can feel that way. It really does feel like it plagues you if it's, that bad of an experience. Many of us have gone through tremendous negative experiences, traumatizing experiences. It's no coincidence that you are here. It's okay. You don't even have to be that person who has gone through some traumatic experience. You could be in a supportive role. You could be somebody who works in this field or who comes into face-to-face with this. When you have a past experience that is plaguing you, that is not allowing you to be in alignment, to be positively charged, or perhaps unknowingly, past experiences are creating blockages in certain areas, in certain chakra points within the body. How do we address the past? How can we utilize our awareness of the past, our awareness of the way that it makes us feel, our awareness of our relationship to the past, in order to release, to let go in ways that are healthy, in ways that optimize our well-being, that optimize our ability to be more in the mind frame of wisdom, of love, as opposed to resentment and perhaps vengefulness. Maybe you don't act on those things, but the thoughts come up. The thoughts may come up. The thoughts may come up in such a way as to feel incredibly guilty, incredibly upset, in a state of shame, self-doubt. You don't deserve to be in this state of being in perpetuity. You deserve to be free. You deserve to understand the power of your awareness, the ways that you can utilize it, the ways that you can mold and shape your past, your relationship to it, to create your relationship to it in a way that serves you and therefore serves humanity. Now, one way, we'll name a few ways, a couple ways, a few ways. We'll see what comes. Take a past experience that has affected you so much to the point where it is a reoccurring theme. Identify a reoccurring theme in your life. Allow yourself to observe this theme. Not with all these opinions. Aside from opinions, could be a fact. Just the facts. Not allowing your emotional charge towards the simple facts of your past. to be the dominating force. Simply look at it, allow yourself to observe it. Take a deep breath, exhale, and become aware of that which is presented to you in relationship to your past, in relationship to how it is affecting your present moment. And allow it to be there. Allow it to be there because it's there. If we suppress it, if we repress it, if we push it away, if we don't acknowledge it, then your mind is going to do what it does. And keep in mind, this is not something that you just watch and it goes away or it works. You know, this is something that is gradual. You can come back to this video if you want, just to feel into the vibration and attune to the frequency of this expression and your relationship to it.
I took a little straw. I was like, fuck it, let's just go all the way.
Observe the situation.
I'm not going anywhere. Just keep going.
Breathe. Allow yourself to accept what
But I found
was.
this thing.
Now, in one instance, this past experience
It's delicious.
hurt you. It affected you in the ways that it affected you. And in another instance,
I feel instantaneously better
it shaped you.
and stronger.
It was a part of your experience that allowed you to become a person that is in some way admirable. Understand the way that you relate to the past within both these aspects. So you're centered in your awareness. We're staying here, but we're understanding that the past hurt me in this way. It's repeating itself in this way that is not preferable, but it also shaped me in this way. It gave me this understanding of myself. I admire myself because I understand this about myself. It gave me the wisdom. It gave me this particular wisdom. Take a moment, breathe into that sentiment. Breathe into that awareness. Now, this isn't some magic trick. This is just... We're not leading up to some grand finale, okay? This is what is coming to me naturally. Now, all right, so we kind of cooked in that space. Now I'm going to shift it a little bit. Come into a space where you're understanding the ways in which your body responds to the memory of the past. Your body, each and every cell of your body, is responding to the memory of your past in a very real way, as if it is happening right now. So let's say somebody slapped you in the face and you are remembering this. Or let's say you got into a car accident and you are remembering this on a daily basis. This resurfaces, or you get triggered by an experience. You hear a beep beep in the city and you are brought back to that moment where you got into an accident. When you are triggered in that way, or when this past memory resurfaces, your cells respond. Your body responds as if it is happening right now. Your body cannot differentiate from the memory and the actual lived experience. Now, breathe into the implications of that so that you can really understand the magnitude of the malleability of your past. How essential it is to be mindful of the way you relate to your past so that you can exist in your present in a way that's healthy, in a way that promotes wellness, in a way that sustains a healthy state of mind, body, soul, expression, creativity. So just like you can think back to the past and your body will respond as it is happening right now, you can recreate a past experience and your body will respond accordingly. Now, how ethical that feels within your own being is going to be up to you, but it is an actuality, it is a reality. When you recreate a past experience, your body will not be able to differentiate the actual experience that you had from the experience that you're recreating it in a way that you would have preferred as to be in a healthier state of being. And realize how creative you can get with that awareness so that it actually aligns with what feels moral within you, what feels ethical within you. You don't have to look back at a past experience and act like it didn't happen in order to be happy here and now. But you can mold it, you can shape that clay in a way that serves you, as opposed to in a way that destroys you on a cellular level. Right? And remember, your cells, your physical manifestation is not separate from the emotional aspect, which doesn't necessarily have a physical embodiment, which it actually does, right? Because this is what that is. But that's aside the point. Realize that the way that you relate to your past is going to affect greatly your present. And you have much creative power. You have much ability to relate in a more healthy way. But if we are fixated, and it's okay to be fixated, it takes time to get to this point. That is why I trust that those who are viewing this and are resonating with this, who are still here, are at that point where you want to take matters into your own hands. Not everybody is there. Not everybody needs to be there. So I encourage you to understand that about others as well. Give people the space and the time to be where they are. Not everybody needs to be in this position. As a matter of fact, it would be way more harmful for people to exist in this space if they have not yet processed enough. Some people gotta go through their anger. They gotta go through their vengeful feelings. And that's okay. That's a part of the process. This is a process. So take a look in the description links. I will leave links that will allow for you to explore these topics on a deeper level. They have taught me, and I'm really grateful for you watching. I'm really grateful for you being here. I'm grateful for you coming back. And I see the best for you. I see the best for what you are creating in your life. I encourage you to be open-minded as you move forward and to be creative. I am a firm believer that this process, as tough as it feels sometimes, as difficult as it can get, we can actually have a positive experience. One that's kind of fun. Yeah, it hurts, but it hurts so good, you know? It doesn't have to be such a long and arduous journey of pain and suffering. And this process might hurt. You might experience pain and suffering. But there's a difference. So I appreciate you. Peace.